Roast on 95.7 The Game.
I'm watching the Open right now, B. We got Cam Young, 8 under. Rory McIlroy, 5 under.
My boy Morikawa's on the TV right now.
Yeah,
He's on the screen.
He's even.
He's even through 15?
Yeah, that's not good.
No, that's not good at all.
The wind's starting to blow, though. We're looking at the Open, the 150th
right.
Open, the British Open for some people.
birdie. He chips.
That's going to be a tough putt. But point being is that I'm really excited. To me, this is one of my favorite things.
Can I change my pick?
Who's your pick?
My pick was Morikawa.
Who are you getting? Everyone's taking Rory this morning.
Yeah, I'm taking Rory too.
Okay, that's fine.
He's 5 under.
So I watched a little segment real quick, and we're going to get right back into the KD thing because I asked you.
And we'll talk about Jamarcus Russell as well. A lot of people have been asking us about the Russell. And by the way, appointment radio tomorrow. Kirk Morrison, our man, 5'2".
Yeah.
He will join us at 7:20 because we heard what Jamarcus Russell said about Kirk Morrison.
Yeah.
We both know 5'2". Kirk Morrison is a great guy. What Russell said about him, I don't believe that's the case with Kirk Morrison.
Yeah.
But we'll get into it tomorrow at 7:20, no doubt.
Yeah.
With Kirk Morrison.
So I'm looking at just American sports in general, like the modern sports that we all really, really like and love and stuff like that. Like you go back to the first ever Super Bowl, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about late 60s.
Yeah.
Okay, 1960s.
Yep.
All right.
Packers Chiefs.
Right.
LA Memorial
Look at
Coliseum.
You, flexing that muscle.
Come on, man.
And then you go to the first World Series. I believe 1903 was the first real World Series.
Who's in that?
Between the American and National League. I don't know off the top of my head. I want to say Cincinnati, but I could be wrong.
Did you see my boy David Teller? Our boy David Teller?
What happened?
Name every World Series champion.
I did see that.
He slipped up on the 82 Cardinals, but you name everybody else.
It was one of the most impressive things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Boston versus Pittsburgh was the first ever World Series.
Boston versus Pittsburgh.
Okay, there you go.
Wow.
So anyway, my point being, we're in 2022 right now, and so the World Series is about 115, 120 years old, give or take. This is 150 years old. This is the 150th, and it's at the home of where the sport was created, essentially, St. Andrews. To me, this is very special, and it's something I'm going to be monitoring. Tiger Woods is going to be going off shortly, so I'll keep an eye on that.
Out.
While we talk all day.
Tiger
I'm going to keep
tracker?
an eye on that, yes.
Go on, my son.
How do you think Tiger's going to do, honestly? The wind's blowing. It's cold. He's got those old joints, man.
Can I give you, like, my little assessment of where he's at?
No.
Everybody better just, like, let's tap in and enjoy this, because this is like him playing a farewell round at Fenway or Wrigley or Yankee Stadium back in the day, or watching, Tom Brady playing Lambeau one last time.
Yeah.
This is a legend getting an opportunity who I believe he can compete. He can compete, B. I believe that he'll have an opportunity to do well, but more than anything, the backdrop, the venue, the fact it's 150, I think this is a special one, and I just want to appreciate while Tiger's still here, because, look, a year ago, I thought he wasn't ever going to play again.
What if Tiger's like 3 back going into the 3rd round?
You wouldn't be glued to your television?
That Saturday would be epic. And it starts early, right?
Yes.
So maybe Chaz wakes up around 6:30.
It's perfect for us.
It's perfect. It's perfect for
I can
us.
get my quote-unquote sleep in,
I'll
or
just
I sleep in until 5:30.
I'll just put her stuff on the big TV.
Yeah.
I'll lay down and have the Open on the phone.
Yeah. All right, so let's get back into the right
and we'll get the calls. Adam, Anthony,
Yeah.
hang tight. We'll get to you in give us a couple minutes here.
Forget me asking you, would you give up this guy? Would you give up that guy? Would you give up this dude? And I'm not even asking you whether you, Bonte Hill, wants to trade for Kevin Durant. I'm asking you this question. If Steph Curry wants Kevin Durant, do you feel an obligation as a Warrior representative, part of the front office, the ownership group, do you feel an obligation to acquiesce his request? Has he earned that? Does he deserve that? Do you do that even if you know you might be sabotaging your own future down the line?
That's a hell of a question.
Because you feel some indebtment to Steph Curry.
That's a hell of a question. 888-957-9570. Our roasters can answer that as well.
Oh, what a question.
Steph Curry walks in to Joe Lacob's office, and Bob Myers is sitting there in the chair. And he's like, look, man, I want to win 5. I want to win 6.
Right?
How are you, Bob?
I know I can do it with this group. But I look down south, 400 miles away, and I see Kawhi Leonard ramping up. And I see Paul George. And I see the length and the athleticism of the LA Clippers. Then I see Boston getting better with Malcolm Brogdon and Danilo Gallinari. And then I know Milwaukee's coming.
Absolutely.
And Chris Middleton will be healthy. I think we need Kevin Durant. And if Stephen Curry said that to Bob Myers and Joe Lacob, I think you owe it to Steph to listen to him.
So
I think you owe it to Steph to say, all right, Steph, you sure? Because the Warriors, I get it. They have to think about life after Stephen Curry.
Well, there's a business element.
But that's 4 years away. That's 4 years away.
Well,
You can replenish talent in the next 4 years if you did trade for Kevin Durant.
Well, Chicago, let's just 1 second on that. Chicago has been looking for the heir apparent to Michael Jordan for 20-something years.
Yeah, but they gutted everything.
Multiple times.
They gutted everything.
Yeah, but multiple times. I mean, the San Francisco Giants are still looking for a left fielder. I'll tell you, how many different left fielders have the San Francisco Giants been looking for?
Well, they haven't developed any outfield talent since Chili Davis.
I agree, but now they've won, so it's different from this. But I'm just saying, it's hard to replace the truly greats of all time. I'm really conflicted on this one because part of why you're in the position that you're in right now is because you didn't acquiesce to these guys.
Yeah.
You brought in GP2,
right.
Even though Steph
they wanted
Avery
Bradley.
But that's such a lower level decision.
This is Kevin Durant.
I know.
This is a guy who's still averaging 30 a game.
I'm so conflicted on this. Rarely am I like, on the fence. I want because this is the thing. In my dream, when I'm building teams on video games, which I love to do, it is a blend of win now with all of these youngsters I got on the bench.
It's the perfect situation.
And this is what I would call the rosterification Madden style that I love when they're assembling teams. This has got Madden written all over because I got all these young hot prospects and I got the winners now. God, I don't want to sacrifice all that. And then there's a business element too.
And they've won with Kevin Durant, so you know what it looks like. You know you can win with Kevin Durant.
I know.
You won 2 championships with Kevin Durant.
And on the brink of a third one.
Yes, you would have had a third one had they been healthy. There's no doubt.
But that's the other part of the equation, B, because you have to factor in health.
They're all
getting
35
years old.
And is Clay going to play every back-to-back next season? Probably not. Is Steph going to play every back-to-back next season? Probably not. You're already in the tax. You're going to have Kevin Durant for the next 4 years with that contract, which is beautiful. But then you got to make a decision on Draymond. You have to make a decision on Klay Thompson. And then all the development you used or the developmental time that you spent with Kuminga and Wiseman and Moody. That goes out the window. Then what did you do with Jordan Poole and Andrew Wiggins after building them up?
Well, forget that. What about the business element of, okay, so let's just say you bring in Durant for the next couple of years and you're going to sell out that building. What's going to happen after that?
You're going to sell out that, but here I don't know what's going to happen.
I mean, look at what's going on with the Giants right now.
But you have
it's a tough ticket to sell.
You have 4 years
to think about
to replenish that talent that you would give away from Kevin Durant. I'm just looking at it from Lacob and Bob Myers, their angle, where if we do make this move, we have 4 years to develop the talent, which is really, really hard because they tried to do it when Kevin Durant was here. The talking
and you're going to be drafting 28, 29, 30.
The talking point going into 2017 and 18 was, hey, we have Jordan Bell. Hey, we have Patrick McCaw. Hey, we have Quinn Cook. Let's develop them. And early in the regular season, they scrapped that plan. And it was like, we're going to the 5 horses. So I don't...
Can we agree?
Do you appease Stephen Curry? How do you tell Steph no after everything he's done for this organization?
Can we agree? There's an argument on both sides, and I can't believe that I'm sitting here today and saying a year ago I would have been like, oh my God, Kevin Durant, no doubt about it. Today I'm sitting here and I'm saying, I can't believe this. I don't know if I do it.
Well,
isn't that kind of wild?
Well, Langford and I talked about this last week.
I don't think
we talked about
I
it on
do
the Spaces. We talked about it on the Spaces.
And I feel stupid saying that out loud.
No, you're not stupid. You're not stupid.
It feels ridiculous.
No, because the heart. You fell in love with these youngsters.
Hell yeah.
I fell in love with these youngsters from the day we saw them coming at the California Classic alongside Moses Moody, to seeing them at Moody Media Day, to talking to Moody throughout the year, to seeing Wiseman work out and say, hey, what's up, man? I'm getting better. And then you see Poole and Wiggins.
Yeah.
Those 2 factors right there. Because it's not about the 3 guys. Brooklyn's going to want Andrew Wiggins and Jordan Poole. They're going to want one of those guys.
Yeah.
And those guys were big contributors to the NBA championship that the Warriors just won for the 4th time in 8 years. So do you want to flip them? Wiggins seems to be the perfect fit alongside these superstars to where he can fade in the background. He's cool with that. Hey, let me just get these double-doubles. I'll play solid defense. He's never smiled more.
Bonte, he was the second best Warrior, in my estimation, from the Western Conference Finals through the finals. I thought he was the second best. That's not diminishing anyone else. I'm just saying that's how good he was on both ends. For me, I thought he was the second most important Warrior. And I'm not trying to, this is not a slight at Dre or Clay. This is me propping up Andrew Wiggins. His defense, do we not forget? Like, how are you going to slow down Luka? And that's the other thing about KD.
How are you going to slow down Jason Tatum?
I don't know.
Like Andrew Wiggins was the answer.
He's not the same defender he was a couple years ago.
Jason Tatum cooked him in the first round.
Though. Like I don't.
Jason Tatum cooked him.
I don't want to sound like I'm ripping because I love KD's one of my favorite players of all time. The other part of this is like I had fun this year, and it felt like to me.
Well, that's
the fun element. Like I can't ignore that.
Well, the minute something goes awry and KD gets asked a question he doesn't want to answer, and he scoffs at it. And then we're back to where we were in 2019.
But what if you have a disgruntled Steph? Like, see what I'm saying? Like, there's so many angles.
Is Steph really going to be disgruntled with this group?
But if that's what he wants.
I think Steph Curry is so thrilled with the fact that they won this championship with this group.
I know, but if that's what he wants,
like I think Steph Curry,
what he wants right now.
There's a moment that I saw. There's a moment I saw in the video when they were celebrating the championship, and I love these little moments, Shasky. I'm a sucker for this stuff. Yeah. They're popping champagne, and JTA and Steph Curry are high-fiving. They're popping champagne, and Steph's yelling at JTA, "You're a champ! You're a champ! You're a champ!" And Jordan pulled on the side, was like, "Hey, how do I do this?" He didn't know how to pop the bottle of Moet.
Yeah.
He goes, "How do I do this?" And Steph Curry goes, "Hold on, 1 second." Grabs the bottle. It's like, "Here you go. This is what you do it. You place it. Boom, boom." I think Steph Curry, as an OG, enjoyed that moment. Like, I'm teaching this young fella how to pop champagne. How cool is this?
Well, that's
this guy's
cool.
learning how to win. Like, a little thing like that, little moments like that, where it's just like, I think Steph Curry just enjoyed watching guys like JTA. He loved watching guys like Jordan Poole. He loved seeing Andrew Wiggins open up to the world.
I don't dismiss any of those things. But what if you're, again, I don't even know. I feel ridiculous even suggesting this. But what if I'm Steph and I'm sitting here and I'm going, I want to guarantee that I have more than LeBron. I want to guarantee.
But is it a guarantee that you can win with Kevin Durant? That's not guaranteed.
No, but you're more probable. I think that's how he's doing the math. No, I don't know. I don't know because you're gutting a lot of the depth that was very valuable this year. But in his mind, if he wants to play with him and he thinks it gets him closer, I'm not saying yes or no. I'm saying, do you owe it to Steph Curry? Because I feel like you would feel an obligation. I would. I know I would. If he was my number one, look, if I ran a sales team right now, and you're my number one dude of all time, and I look around and you're better than any other salesman out in all these other companies, I'd be lying if I didn't say I would be giving you preferential and favorable treatment in every single term.
Right.
That's human nature. Think about every work setting you've been in. The guy or the gal who is the most productive, they have the most influence.
What does Stephen Curry want? I wonder if Steph Curry feels like, I flew from Japan. We're supposed to land in the Bay. I go land in New York City, and KD already signs with the Brooklyn Nets. Do I want to deal with this again?
No.
Kevin Durant brings a lot more than just the player on the basketball court.
I'll take all that personally.
It's not his fault.
Oversized luggage that doesn't fit in the compartment.
That KD cloud looms large. Do we want to deal with that? Does Steph want to deal with that anymore? Working with these youngsters, Wiseman, Kuminga, Poole, and then Andrew Wiggins and Moody, it's a little maintenance. These guys just want to play hoop. They just love basketball. They don't have any of the other stuff going on.
No, I know, but you're taking a more measured approach, and you're trying to balance it out from afar. I'm asking you. You're a part of the front office. Steph Curry comes to you.
I'm telling you, you kind of can't say no to Stephen Curry. You know what I'm saying? You really want to do this?
That's kind of, I
you really want to do this?
But then I also feel like, hey, Steph, you got to kind of trust us here. Look at the talent we've always surrounded you with throughout your career.
And
can you trust me a little? I mean, it's easy for me to say.
You said something that I disagree with, too.
What's that?
Everybody's saying this. You bring in Kevin Durant, you guarantee 4 straight championships.
No. I think you make yourself, I think you get yourself closer to a guaranteed championship. because of how great he is.
I think you're already there.
Okay.
You're already there because you have Stephen Curry.
That's fair.
You have Klay Thompson come back. Let's get to Adam in the city.
Let's
Adam in the city.
rat-a-tat-tat these calls.
What's happening, man? You're
What's
on the
up,
roast.
Adam?
Hey, good morning. You guys are coming out with some heat today. I don't even know what question to answer. Number one, you asked if LaMelo would be as good in this system had to be drafted. And quick answer is just yes. You can't ignore the talent. You add in the culture that we have, the team, the ball movement. Like, yes, LaMelo would have been as good. Quickly, too, about Wiseman. He's playing with a bunch of other 2019 whatever-year-old guys right now and doing what he can do, right? You put him next to Draymond and next to Wiggins and everybody else, like, yes, he's going to flourish. Like, he's not averaging a lot of rebounds right now, but you put him next to Wiggins and Draymond and get them chirping in his ear all the time. Like, Wiggins was averaging, 16 whatever rebounds the last few games of the finals. So I'm not worried about the rebounding. I just want him to block shots and just change shots. That's really all I want. Lastly, about Kevin Durant. We obviously know his talent, how good he is, what he did for this team, but are you really willing to sacrifice? I mean, yeah, it's the future, but it's like, I don't want, like kind of what Joe said, that extra baggage. Like I don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't want the trauma.
But what if Steph wants it? Do you have the guts to tell Steph no?
Okay, yeah. No, here's the thing. If Steph Curry wants it, make it happen. Like it's his team.
Damn.
He's gotten this team to where they want it. If he wants it, you got to do it.
To one
Good
thing,
call, Adam.
great call. But here's the one thing: as you are listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM and HU1 San Francisco and Odyssey Station. Download the Odyssey app and favor 95.7 The Game for the best and most up-to-date Warriors, Niners, and Giants coverage. Joe Shasky, the Butcher, Bonte Hill, Morning Roast. We got Langford in the back. Nice guy Stephen Langford, and of course Sam Lubman, our producer. Talking about Kevin Durant and the rumors from Brian Windhorst and Rick Bucher yesterday that the Warriors are still not out on Kevin Durant, which is why we're discussing this.
And that Steph
Curry has not closed the door on this situation. Steph Curry hasn't really said no to the idea of bringing back Kevin Durant.
Which is kind of what spurned this whole thing of me thinking about this. And B, I think it's easy for us to say, you tell Steph no. Yeah, okay, maybe on the 12th man roster spot and Avery Bradley, GP2, it's a lot harder when, hey, I really want to play with this superstar. But the other part of this is, hey, every guy that said, I want to play with this superstar as of late, it's kind of crashed and burned.
It hasn't worked out.
I mean, Paul George and Kawhi hasn't worked out because of injuries. Obviously, Kyrie and KD has not worked out.
James Harden,
LeBron and AD, it got that one championship, and I'll give them that. It's been kind of a nightmare.
The Lakers have missed the playoffs 3 of the last 4 years with LeBron James.
And he hand-selected AD to play
with. They made the playoffs twice in those 4 years with LeBron. I forgot they got beat by Phoenix there in 6 games in the first round a couple seasons ago. But with Kevin Durant, and here's a text that I just saw that's so true here. This is something you got to think about. Older Kevin Durant, not as durable as Andrew Wiggins. That's from the 415.
Factual. Wiggins is an Iron Man right now, and he's in his prime.
For this team. With where they're at defensively. Draymond's not the same defensive player. He's still a high-level defensive player, but he's not the same. Klay right now is not the same defender he was when Kevin Durant was here. Kevin Durant's not the same defender that he was 3 years ago coming off the Achilles tendon injury. Andrew Wiggins provides something that KD doesn't provide, and that's lockdown defense on the perimeter that you need in today's NBA game. You're probably going to have to give that up. Jonathan Kuminga, who everybody sees in Summer League. Guy can draw fouls. He's a physical freak. He's unstoppable in the open court. He's going to be a great defender one day if he puts his mind to it. Do you really want to give that up? Where you got Kuminga basically for however long you want him. You have him. Do you want to flip that for 4 years of Kevin Durant? Do you really? Would Steph Curry want that?
I don't know.
Does Steph Curry want that? Let's go to Anthony in Fairfield. Anthony, what's happening? And we'll play the Windhorse sound on what's going on with Kevin Durant.
If I'm Steph, and I understand the
desire. You think Steph wants this?
I don't know.
After having all that fun in Lake Tahoe?
How do I don't even know how I could begin to answer that. I don't know. But I will say this. If I had been working with Bob and Joe for as many years as I've had, and I look around at my contemporaries, man, in terms of players in the league, and I'm Steph Curry, I would say, hey, these guys in this front office they've done me well. I give them the benefit of the doubt. But if I want to be with somebody and I have it in my head and there's a reason that I have, and maybe I can see all sides of this. That's why I'm so conflicted.
One comment sticks out to me, and it's Ron Adams when he joined us.
What's that? He just got an award at Vegas. Summer League.
The Tex winner. NBA contribution
award.
Really
cool to see him. Speaking at half court.
He mentioned something to us the day after they won the championship. He said, I really believe we overachieved this season. We're a year ahead of schedule. They overachieved, according to Ron Adams. They got better and better and better, kind of caught everybody by surprise.
Mm-hmm.
This group, I believe, will get better together with another season. You got to remember, they basically played the postseason together, and that was that. And even then, you had guys in and out of the lineup. GP2, Otto Porter Jr., Bielitsa is getting DMPs for the most part in the postseason. You bring this group back, and they're more seasoned. Could they even be better next season?
Well, I think they should be better next season.
Right.
I really do.
So this whole, with Kevin Durant, you're guaranteed to be in contention. Well, I believe you're in contention right now. Everybody said this, and we'll ask everybody that's on the line right now. The Warriors right now are a top 3 team in the Western Conference if they started the season today.
Agreed. But I think the one thing that KD does extraordinarily well that they don't have on the roster, and there's just not a lot of guys in the league, with 5 minutes to go, and you're Steph Curry, and you're getting clamped, and it's tough to get shots off, it is nice to have a running partner like KD who can get any shot he wants, which can help open up the floor for you, Steph Curry, in these crucial playoff games. Like, there were times where this offense got real stagnant and hit or miss. And I can understand that side of it because we're talking about all the basketball X's and O's. What about just getting a bucket or opening up the floor in the half court with 5 minutes to go? I cannot deny Kevin Durant's impact there.
No doubt. But they did look good at crunch time in the finals.
I know.
They did. The ball movement looked good, but
they won the championship.
Look, they won the championship. But look, you're right. Because when Kevin Durant got hurt in that Houston game, and Houston roared back from 20 points in 2019, Houston ties it. Warriors come down the floor, dump it to KD on the elbow. He turns around, pivots.
Yes.
Elbow jumper, good. It's like, he had number 35s here. It's all good. No, I can't dispute that, man. Kevin Durant is a walking bucket, but he's given up. But is he giving up buckets on the other end?
Yeah, at times. He's not the same defender that he used to be. There's no doubt about it. Normally I have these strong opinions, and I know exactly what I'm legitimately conflicted because this is the
it's
roster.
Kevin Durant we're talking about.
But that's my point.
That's
is the
biggest thing
I've coveted in every sport my whole life.
And you love these guys.
I do.
Kuminga, Moody, Poole. We love all these guys.
But I also love Kevin Durant that much as a player.
Money time!
You really want that in Brooklyn?
No, I want to keep him.
I know. It's a tough decision. Let's go to Anthony in Fairfield. Anthony, what's happening? You're on the roast.
Good morning, fellas. This is fantastic. So, Joe, I feel you. I'm not conflicted at all. You asked the previous caller what if Stephen Curry wanted him. I mean, as the ownership group, you owe Steph the respect to listen to his quote unquote wants.
Yep.
I don't know how true that statement really is. As far as like he said that, I don't know how true that is, but I definitely know that they have a mutual respect between each other because none of this would be happening without Steph. So I'm definitely down with like Steph coming to office. Let's talk about this. Let's see what's up. But I do believe when Joe Lacob or one of the guys came on the show a few months ago, and he said, we definitely listen to our big three, but we ultimately make the decisions. And I, as a fan, have just the utmost confidence that these guys will make the right decision for the now
I do too.
Future. And so I'm okay. Like you guys have taught me a lot over this past season, which was just be patient with the process, because I was one of those guys that was like, I don't know if Jordan Poole is ready. And look, he became a really good contributor. And I'm one of those type of guys that like to see things through. And I really want to see what we have in our younger players. So for me personally, I'm cool. Let KD stay over there. I'm not worried about anybody else in the West. I don't think Kawhi and PG-13 are a good mix. They're not vocal leaders. I don't. I have Like, I'm not worried about John Wall. I think we are still number one. The only person we need to worry about is Giannis and Chris Middleton because they've shown that they can do it. But other than that, I'm good, fellas.
Anthony, hell of a phone call. We'll get to George, Gene, Scott, Ed on the other side. That was a fantastic fan call.
You think people have opinions on this?
Oh, my gosh. I would talk to London.
Do you owe it to Steph Curry? If Steph comes to you,
that's a great question.
And you're the owner, and Bob Myers, and he comes to you and he says, I want to play with KD.
Oh, my gosh.
Do you owe it to him to listen to him?
Imagine being Bob Myers in that situation.
It's one of the worst situations that you can be in because I'm sure that he's got his opinions and he shaped the roster the way he's wanted it. And now you have an opportunity to maybe alienate yourself or ingratiate yourself to the superstar, but at what cost?
Again.
And at what cost?
For the second time.
I know.
For the second time.
I know.
We're going to play the Win Horse sound on the other side about the Warriors and Kevin Durant, plus Rick Bucher on Steph Curry reaching out to Kevin Durant. Is that true? We'll get to the calls on the other side, plus your text. We'll read them on YouTube and Twitch, of course. And that's all brought to you by Fremont Bank. Full service banking, no compromises.